So hello everybody and welcome. Yes, welcome back here at BSN Network. Here today, we welcome you back here at BSN Network. This is the BSN Network podcast here today. It is Friday, June 5th here today. Hopefully everybody's having a great day, a good day so far. And had a good rest of their day yesterday. I know I'm having a good day so far and had a good rest of my day yesterday. We got a ton of sports to get to today. We got the NBA plan / the Nets. We're going to run through the NBA plan, everything. It was confirmed. I'm going to run through the playoffs, everything like that. It should be starting back up July 31st is what they said. So, hey, it's not yet. Sports aren't up yet, but at least it's somewhat close, about 2 months from now is when we'll get sports at least back up and running, and hopefully NHL comes back, NHL is coming back, but hopefully that comes back soon. NBA obviously is coming back now. MLB don't look too good, but anyway, so that's what we got. So we got the MLB plan / the Nets. We got Kyler Murray and MVP. I wanted to talk about this topic. I know it's an interesting topic. Not many people are talking about it, but there was one small report that came out and say, is Kyler Murray really in the MVP conversation? Because everybody's talking about him, hyping him up and everything, which I will admit I really like Kyler Murray. But I'm not going to give you my answer yet, but I'm going to explain. Is he really an MVP caliber kind of conversation player right now? I'll run through that. We got Nick Foles, Mitchell Trubisky, and the Bears. That whole quarterback situation that's happening over there, I don't even know what's happening over there, really. It's crazy. It really is crazy what's happening over there. We're going to run through that as well. So we got the NBA plan, Kyler Murray, Nick Foles, and stuff like that. Let's get into it. So the NBA plan came out a couple days ago. So they offered the plan a couple days ago. The GMs, the league and everything like that, they came out with their big deal the other day. So their deal includes a lot of good stuff. I really like the deal, what everything's going on and everything like that. I really like the deal. The move, whatever the case may be, the plan, everything like that. The deal plan, and not really deal, but the plan, anything. I really like that. I think some people are saying that they missed out on some really good playoff opportunities, meaning possibly viewership, things like that. People are saying they missed out on some of that. You can't nitpick everything, right? There's only so much you can do, right? They also got to realize, look at the time they have. Okay, they start on July 31st. If they play 8 regular season games, just think about that for a second. They play 8 regular season games. You got to watch out, because you can't play 8 regular season games and then all of a sudden you jump into postseason. You got to make it smooth for these players, right? And I think that was the whole goal. And that's what I like about this plan. I really think it's going to get very, very good viewership, very good ratings, because of some of the big name players that are in this, that are going to be playing, against each other. It's 22 teams. But anyway, so this is it. So, well, it's not quite official, but it's almost official. Yeah, it's official now. It's official now, because this is a report that came out yesterday, this Thursday. It's official now. They confirmed it before that. Anyway, so why 22 teams? Inviting just the current top 8 teams in each conference would have allowed for any games prior to the playoffs, and it would have also been unfair to teams within striking distance of playoff berth who lost out anywhere from 13, 16 games to make it their stretch run. So, this is what I really like. That's the part I really like about this whole plan. I love how they stretch it from 16 teams to adding 8 more teams, or adding 6 more teams, adding 6 more teams and having 22 now. And I know I said this a couple weeks ago, or I think it was a week ago, whenever NHL made their plan. I said this on one of the podcasts. Whenever NHL made their plan, I said they should give each team 5 games. Give them 5 games so they can go improve themselves, right? The viewership would be through the roof, right? And I know I've said this multiple times, but for example, let's just say Kevin Durant comes back for the Nets. How cool would that be, seeing the Nets versus, let's just say, the Clippers, Kawhi and Paul George versus KD and Kyrie against each other? That would be very cool. That would be very, very cool. And I think why that would be very cool is because you have four superstars in that game. You have Paul George and you have Kawhi Leonard on the Clippers, and then you have Kyrie and KD on the Nets. Those are four superstars in that one game. You know the amount of ratings. The ratings on that game would be absolutely through the roof. Now, there won't be no more there isn't going to be any more Stephen Currys. There isn't going to be any more RJ Barretts. There aren't going to be those big name players, right? Because those teams are out. The Knicks, the Warriors, teams like that are out of contention. They're way behind that, right? The Warriors have the worst record in the league, right? I'm sorry, but you're not going to see Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks. Vince Carter is not going to step on a basketball court again, right? That was his last game. I forget what it was, but that was his last game. Vince Carter played his last game a couple months ago because the Hawks and Trae Young, they're not going to step on the court anymore. The Warriors and Stephen Curry, they're not going to step on the court, and the Knicks and RJ Barrett, they won't step on the court again this season. And that's what I think, fans are going to be mad about, right? I would love to see Trae Young play, right? I'm not mad that they're in the playoffs. Obviously, they didn't earn it. The Hawks are one of the worst teams in the league, right? They obviously didn't earn it, right? So I know a lot of people might be angry, you should have put Trae Young in the playoffs. But then what are you going to do about the Warriors and the Knicks? You can't just leave those teams out, right? So you got to make sure that they're fair. They made it fair. They made it very fair. They made sure that the teams that deserve, the teams that were close, the teams that were in striking distance, like it said in the article I was reading, the teams in striking distance are the teams that are going to be able to make it, right? So it was the top 8 teams from each division. So that would be like the Nets, the Celtics. I'm not saying them in order. The Nets, Celtics, the Nuggets in the West, the Lakers, the Bucks, the Clippers, the Heat, the Thunder, every team like that, they're going to make it. So it was originally 16 teams. And then they said, you know what? Teams like the Trailblazers, teams like the Wizards, these teams are in striking distance, right? These teams really, really, really have a shot, right? This season doesn't get paused because of the virus. These teams could be in the playoffs. So they said, you know what? We're going to give them a chance. We're going to give each team a fair chance because that's what's most fair. We're going to give each team a fair chance to make it to the playoffs, and you're going to give each team, the teams that are 7th and 8th seed, they're going to have to earn it. They're not going to just have a cakewalk into the playoffs. They're going to have to earn it. They're really going to have to earn it, right? The Nets, I ran through their schedule and I predicted their record. It is not it's not the best schedule in the world, right? The Nets lose a couple of those games. Who knows? Here comes the Wizards. Here comes the Magic. All of a sudden, the Nets are the 8th seed. All of a sudden, comes down to the final game of the season. Oh my gosh, the Nets might lose. The Nets might have to go to a single elimination, right? So you have to watch out, right? And I think that's what's going to make it that's why the ratings are going to be so high. Because each game counts. Not that in the regular season, but, like the 22nd game in the regular season, who's going to remember that game? Who's going to be like, you know what? Ah, darn it. If we would have won the 22nd game in the regular season, we would have been there, right? Not saying that the games don't matter. It's almost like opening day in baseball. You lose opening day, that doesn't mean anything. That means absolutely nothing. The Mets have won opening day the past so many years. They have won it on opening day, and look at how their franchise has turned out. Look at that, right? They won opening day the past couple of years. They made the World Series, yes, but the past 2-3 years, they've been horrible. They've been the bottom of the league. They've been the bottom of the NL East, right? Opening day in baseball, it's cool. It's fun. Yeah, you want to win, but if you lose, it's not the end of the world. Now, with playing these 8 games, you lose, maybe now your season's in jeopardy, right? You win this game, okay? Now we actually have our spot secured, right? It's going to take a lot, and this is where it relies on the coaches, because the coaches are going to have to balance minutes, they're going to have to balance the play time, they're going to have to make sure that every player is healthy, right? Because you don't want to overuse a guy, get him injured, and all of a sudden, oh my gosh, there goes our season right down the drain, right? These coaches are going to have to game plan a little bit more than a regular season. And I'm not saying that the games, don't matter. during the regular season. They do. Each game matters. You always got to go into the mindset. Play this game like it's a championship, right? You got to play every game. Put in 100, not 100%. You got to put in 110% into the game, right? Put 110% into each game, and you'll succeed. And that's kind of back to my point. Players who get paid in MLB, they don't put in 100%. But that's why I think the ratings are going to be put so high, because you're going to see a Damian Lillard and possibly a Zion matchup to see who's the 8th seed. You're going to see one of those matchups. Do not tell me that you would not tune in to watch Damian Lillard, one of the best guards in the league, if not the best guard in the league, versus Zion Williamson, probably the best rising star in the league. Tell me you would not watch that game. I would. I would tune in. Now, if the Nets were playing that night, I probably wouldn't. But if the Nets weren't, and that game was on ESPN, that was a primetime game, those ratings would be through the roof. Because Damian Lillard's a huge name. Zion Williamson's a big name. You already know the Pelicans have a couple big names on their team as well. Brandon Ingram. Lonzo Ball's a big name just from LaMelo, from his dad, LeVar, from Leandro. He's a big name. A lot of people would tune into that game to watch that game. And that's why I think it's so good. And back to my point with each game counts. It's true. Each game counts. Right? It's not like an opening day of baseball where if you lose the opening day game, your season's in jeopardy. That's not true. But now, you lose one of these games, maybe your season could be in jeopardy. And that's why, I'm going to say it for the 4th time today on the podcast or whatever, that's why these ratings are going to be through the roof. Because maybe not, right? On a casual Wednesday night for a baseball game, you're not going to get a sellout crowd. You're not going to get crazy good viewers. Because, yeah, the game matters, but when you have a 162-game season, if you lose one game, it's not going to be the end of the world. Right? That's why the ratings in baseball are so high in the playoffs. Nobody watches baseball in the regular season. But a week before the playoffs, they analyze the rosters, they look at what player they should root for, and then they watch the playoffs. Right? So that's why I think the NBA really succeeded with this. Because now everybody's saying, the NBA missed out on a big chance and everything. The NBA missed out, big and everything like that, with the whole, playoff format and everything like that. I don't think they really missed out. I think they nailed it perfectly. NBA is coming back strong. The ratings are going to be through the roof. If the NBA and the NHL are the only two sports, and this makes it scary for the MLB. Because I said this a couple days ago. The MLB, if you were to ask let's just say they're just NFL fans, and they want to just watch sports. You were to ask let's just say just an NFL fan. You were to watch that. You were to ask him, what would you rather watch? An NBA game? What would you rather watch? The Trailblazers, Damian Lillard versus Zion Williamson, the Pelicans? Or would you rather watch the Yankees and the Tampa Bay Rays? I can bet you $20 they would probably say, I'd rather watch an NBA game. Because it's the certain, like I said, it's the certain type of people that want to watch the MLB. Not every single person in the world can watch the MLB. Not every single person in the world can watch NBA. But if you're an NFL fan, NBA is fast-paced. MLB is not fast-paced. MLB's pitch, okay, stop at your play. Grab the ball, do that, right? MLB is a slow-moving game. It's a slow-moving game. So that's why it's even scarier for the MLB. It's scary for the MLB. If you don't come back, or you come back after July 31st, let's just say, and the NBA is in full swing and the ratings are through the roof, MLB is going to have a tough time landing on their feet. They're going to have a tough time. They're going to be bouncing all over the place. They're not going to be able to find, because ESPN is going to be taken up with the NBA. NBA is going to have ESPN. NBA is literally going to have hold on ESPN. Right? So you're not going to have ESPN. Right? ABC will also be NBA. Then August, September, if baseball's still playing, CBS, Fox Sports will have the NFL, and then ESPN will have Monday Night Game, and Fox will also, and NFL Network and Fox will also have the Thursday night games. This is scary, man. The MLB might really go down the drain this year. Like, the ratings might really decline. Big time. Because the past couple of years to begin with, the attendance has been down and the ratings have been down in the MLB. And the NBA coming back, I'm happy about it, but it don't help the MLB. The MLB can't come back, and the NBA, and like I said this already, and the NBA is in full swing. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be tough. It will definitely be tough. So these are the schedules for each team. So each team's 8-game closing schedule. So this isn't the official schedule, but this is what the games, what the criteria and everything like that. This is what they probably would look like. So the Boston Celtics would play the Bucks, the Wizards, the Raptors, the Nets, the Wizards, the Blazers, the Portland Trail Blazers, the Grizzlies, and the Heat. The Mavericks will play the Suns, the Clippers, the Kings, the Blazers, the Suns, the Rockets, the Jazz, and the Bucks. The Nuggets will play the Spurs, Lakers, Clippers, Thunder, Raptors, Heat, Spurs, Thunder. Rockets will play the Lakers, Blazers, Kings, Bucks, Mavericks, Pacers, 76ers, Raptors. Pacers will play 76ers, Heat, Suns, Magic, Rockets, Kings, Clippers, Lakers. The Clippers will play the Nets, Pelicans, Mavericks. See that right there? See, Pelicans, Lakers, or Pelicans, Clippers. A Paul George, Kawhi versus Zion matchup on ESPN. Through the roof, man. I'm telling you. And hey, if I'm wrong and the NBA's failing and all of a sudden nobody's watching the games, then we can come back to this podcast and say, you know what, you were wrong. And I will say I'm wrong. I live up to it. I still living up to my thing that I said about Dwayne Haskins. I thought Dwayne Haskins could have been Rookie of the Year last year. From what I saw him in college, worst rookie quarterback last year. Not a good year. So, right? Whatever the case would be. But Clippers, though, versus Pelicans, that's a big game. Mavericks, Nuggets, Suns, Nets, Pacers, Thunder. Even the Mavericks, Luka Doncic, Kristaps Porzingis, those are good games. Lakers would play them Rockets, Nuggets, Jazz again, the Raptors, Pacers, Trailblazers, Heat, or Magic. One of those teams. He played one of those teams. So, then it's the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies will play the Blazers, Jazz, Spurs, Thunder, Bucks, Pelicans again, and then the Celtics. Miami Heat will play the Bucks, Pacers, Thunder, Nuggets, Suns, Celtics, Raptors, Lakers, or Trailblazers. Bucks will play the Celtics, Heat, Grizzlies, Wizards, Rockets, Wizards, Mavericks, Raptors. I don't know what it is. Okay, I don't know. My phone here, the brightness keeps going up and down. I don't know why. The Pelicans, I already say them. If I already said the Pelicans, I'm going to say them once more. The Kings, Jazz, Clippers, Spurs, Grizzlies, Kings, Grizzlies, Magic. The Thunder will play the Jazz, Wizards, Grizzlies, Nuggets, Heat, Nuggets, Suns, Clippers. Magic will play the Pacers, Kings, Nets, Pelicans, 76ers, Raptors, Lakers, or Trailblazers. 76ers would play the Pacers, Wizards, Raptors, Blazers, Suns, Rockets, Magic, Spurs. Suns would play the Mavericks, Pacers, Clippers, Mavericks, 76ers, Wizards, Heat, Thunder. Trailblazers would play the Grizzlies, Rockets, Mavericks, 76ers, Celtics, Nets, Lakers, Heat, or the Magic. The Kings would play the Pelicans, Nets, Mavericks, Rockets, Magic, Pelicans, Pacers, Spurs. Spurs would play Nuggets, Grizzlies, Pelicans, Jazz again. Nuggets, Kings, 76ers. Raptors would play the 76ers, Celtics, Nuggets, Lakers, Bucks, Rockets, Heat, Magic. Jazz, Thunder, Pelicans, Grizzlies, Lakers, Spurs, Mavericks. And Washington Wizards would play the Celtics, Thunder, 76ers, Nets, Bucks, Celtics, Bucks. Now, the Nets here. So the Nets have a couple of good games. So I wrote down what I think the Nets record could be. Like I said, the Nets right now, let's just say KD and them come back. We got something cooking. They don't come back, we're not. If KD and Kyrie come back, we are a final contender team. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised next year to see the Nets go to the finals. I'm not going to be. I think a lot of NBA fans wouldn't be surprised. KD, Kyrie, and if we get Bradley Beal, It would be unreal, right? But here's my whole thing. If the Nets get KD or Kyrie, or even just one of them back, I really believe the record that I have down here could completely flip-flop and completely be, instead of what I have on here, maybe I'm not going to say because I'm going to spoil it, but maybe really, really better record. I have a record on here. I have about an average record. It's pretty much average. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run through the Nets games, and I'm going to give you why I think they'll lose, or win or lose, whatever. So the Nets game. So Clippers, I'm going to say they lose. Here's my reasoning, right? If the Nets don't get this is all without KD and Kyrie, okay? So I'm not even going to go into, each time I say the Nets don't have KD and Kyrie. But the record is if the Nets roster would stay the same right as it is right now with KD and Kyrie both out. The Clippers, they would lose. The Clippers you can make the argument they're the best team in the NBA. I think the Lakers and the Bucks are better than them, but that's a different story, different day, right? The Clippers have two great players in Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, top 7, top 10 players in the NBA right now. Right? The Clippers are also an all-around good, very good team. They have a good coach. They're well coached. They have very good players. They have a very good team all around. It's a very good team. They have a very good bench. They have a very good starting lineup. They're all around a well-rounded good team. And that's why I think the Nets here, they're okay. Right? Without KD and Kyrie, they're okay. Dinwiddie, I have a couple things with Dinwiddie. Taurean Prince is pretty good, but we would not be able to take down the Clippers. It would almost remind me of a 76ers series from last year. We won the first game, and the Clippers were like, you know what? The Nets are better than what we thought. Let's go completely at them the next 4 games. And they did, and they ended up crushing us the next 4 games, right? So I think the Nets versus Clippers would be something like that. The Nets might keep it close in the beginning, but then the Clippers would be like, you know what? They're better than what we thought. Get them out of here. Let's destroy them. That's what I think it would be. I really don't see the Nets beating the Clippers. I just don't. Right? The Nets versus Clippers, it would just be a very difficult game to win. It really would be. And I think the Nets would lose this one, so 0-1. Sacramento Kings. I have this one highlighted down. I highlighted all the games I think could really be a true toss-up. The Nets could either beat the Kings or they could get crushed. Kings have a lot of good players. Marvin Bagley, Buddy Hield. You got De'Aaron Fox. A lot of great players. De'Aaron Fox, you can make the argument he's a top 10 guard, top 15 guard in the league. Very, very underrated in my opinion. Him and Devin Booker are at the top of my list for most underrated players in the NBA right now. De'Aaron Fox does not get enough talk around him than what he really should be. I've seen this guy play a ton of times. I've seen him play at Kentucky. Obviously, me being a Kentucky fan, I've seen him play at Kentucky. I've seen him play in the NBA, against the Nets, and I've seen him play before that. He's a very good player. He's all around. He's got a lot of good moves. He's a very smart decision maker. He can read defenses, really dissect defenses, and see where the next move is, and that's why I think he's a good leader for the team, a very good guard, and I really think that helps. To have a guard that really knows what he's doing, that really knows the game well. So I think the Nets would win this only because the Nets have good history against the Kings, and also here's my thing: the Nets. I think Jared Allen. I think this Kings D is very good, but I think the Nets D. That's what makes the Nets really a playoff team is their defense. Jared Allen, DJ. Guys like that really help our defense. I think this will be if this game does happen, I think it would be somewhat of a shootout. I think it would be Joe Harris, Dinwiddie versus De'Aaron Fox, and kind of Buddy Hield. I think it might be a little bit of a defensive game, but this game is a true toss-up. I'm saying the Nets win this. I say only because I think if it comes down to the last couple of seconds, I really believe, and I like the Nets D a lot, I really believe the Nets defense will come up big, late. Jared Allen, DJ, or DeAndre Jordan, whatever you want to call them. Guys like that would come up big late, and I think that's why I think the Nets will win this game. Next up, we got the Wizards. I have this being a toss-up as well. I do have the Nets winning this game. The only reason is the Nets lost against the Wizards last time they played them. Kyrie got injured that game, right? The reason I have the Nets winning this game is because they're going to want revenge against the Wizards. And the Nets had that game in their hand. They let it go after Kyrie left. They literally let the game go. They just let it go. It was just in their hand, and they just completely dropped it. They turned their hand over and just dropped it. It's almost like if I were to pick up my cup right now and just drop it. Right? They completely had that game in their hand all game until Kyrie Irving went down in the fourth quarter, and every good part of that game. Dinwiddie was playing good. The defense was playing good. Jared Allen was having himself a heck of a game. Everything was going good. It was almost like the Nets were just clicking. And then Kyrie goes down, and we just completely took the game and just threw it out the window. And the Nets ended up losing the game. And I remember sitting there that night watching that game. I was like, you know what? If the Nets keep doing this, man, I don't know what's wrong. Like, it was so bad, too. Like, we completely blew the game. We had the game in our hand. It was like 3 minutes left, and we were winning by like 5 or 6 or 7. And it just completely I don't even know what happened. So I think the Nets would want revenge, and I think the Nets are better than the Wizards. But that just didn't work out. But I think it's a toss-up only because Bradley Beal could have one of two nights. He could have a great night, or he could have a bad night. Here's my reason. Either Dinwiddie and Joe Harris or Taurean Prince or one of those guys is going to lock him down, or he's going to have a field day against us, and we're going to get crushed, and we're not even going to know what just hit us. It's going to be one of those two. I'm going to be hopeful and give him the win here. That's why. Celtics, I give them a loss. I know we beat the Celtics the last time we played them. Thank you to Karis LeVert's 51 points. I know that. But this Celtics team is just better than us. It's better than us. Jason Tatum. Just gotta hear the name Jason Tatum and you already should start running. Right? I know the Celtics are a very, very good team. And that's what I really scared. That's what I'm a little worried about. I think the Nets could beat the Celtics, sure. Yeah, sure. You know, right? The Nets beat them without Kyrie, right? The Nets beat them without Kyrie and KD. But just different playoff atmosphere. Jason Tatum just does not bring a good vibe in my head. Hearing that the Nets have to play. Like, if you were to tell me the Nets had to play like the Celtics for like the final game of the season, if they win, they're in. It does not set a good vibe. It doesn't set a good feeling in my head. If the Nets have to play the Celtics. That's what I'm a little scared about. Just hearing the name Celtics, hearing the name Jason Tatum gets me a little worried. I give the Nets a loss this one. I didn't put it as a toss-up. If the Nets win, okay, good. It's just regular season, and then if we were to play them as like a final game of the year, I don't know. Here you go. Magic. This one is a complete toss-up. The Nets have lost to the Magic, beat the Magic, same thing with the Magic, vice versa. The teams are almost exactly the same. Nikola Vucevic, Aaron Gordon, Spencer Dinwiddie, Garrett Temple, guys like that. The teams are almost exactly the same. Almost identical. They're almost exactly the same skill. They almost have exactly the same parts. Like, they have all their positions. Like, both teams have a good guard. Both teams have a good center, right? Good power forward, right? The teams are almost identically the same, right? It's almost like the Orlando Nets and the Brooklyn Nets. It's so crazy how close these games are. And that's why I think the Nets will win, only because I believe the Nets will win with their 3-point shooting. Aaron Gordon, guy down in the paint. Nikola Vucevic, he's good. He can get over the field. He's a very smart player, mid-range, though. I think the Nets will win this game because of the 3-point shot. Nets win. Clippers, I give them the loss again. Like I said, Clippers, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, that's all you need to know. Magic, I give them a win again. I know I could see them splitting this series, and I have this as a toss-up. Honestly, I could put them win and in the loss. I could see them splitting. I see if the Nets were to beat them twice, it's going to be because of the 3-point shooting. It's going to be because Dinwiddie. It's going to be because, Dinwiddie or Joe Harris, one of those guys catches fire. It's going to be because of that. So I think the Nets win again. Then we have the Trailblazers. I give the Nets a loss here. This could be a toss-up, though. Trailblazers have struggled this season. Damian Lillard, though, when it matters most, in the big moment, one game I can name for you. Last season, Thunder, Trailblazers. Damian Lillard, Paul George. Damian Lillard, pretty much almost a logo shot, although he was on the other side of the court. I like to call it an advertisement court shot because you have the advertisement. wins the series. Damian Lillard, when the moment is never too big for Damian Lillard. When the moment is huge and Damian Lillard is out there, Damian Lillard takes over. The Nets will lose this game. The only reason I have it as a toss-up is, let's just say Damian Lillard did come out a couple weeks ago and said he ain't going to play if the Trailblazers have a real shot. Let's just say this game comes and the Trailblazers are completely done. And let's just say this game comes and the Trailblazers have lost their first 4 of their 8 games and they have no shot. And Damian Lillard's not playing, then I would say Nets get the win there. But I'm playing. This is a prediction with Damian Lillard. If I was to make a prediction without, no, Nets are not winning. So that gives my record for the Nets to 4-4. Now, if the Nets have KD and Kyrie, 6-2, 7-1. I see us go. I see us beating the Clippers. I see us beating the Kings. See us beating the Wizards. See us beating Celtics. See us beating the Magic. I think we'll split with the Clippers, so we'll lose the Clippers once. Then we'll beat the Magic and the Trailblazers. I see the Nets going 7-1 if we have KD and Kyrie. But right now, with this team, I shouldn't say broken because that's not the right word to use. I should say, a little choppy. It's a little bumpy, right? It's not smooth. It's a little bumpy. There's a couple rocks. There's a couple little hills, right? It's a little bumpy, right? So, it ain't going to be the most smoothest ride to the playoffs for the Nets. Unless we have KD and Kyrie, then all of a sudden, as a Nets fan, I could sit back and relax and watch them two put up 60 by themselves. Put up combined 60, right? But for the time being, this is my record, KD and Kyrie, less Nets. So, comment down below. What do you think? How do you feel about this new playoff format? What do you think about it? I think it's great. I think it's a great thing for the NBA. I think they're going to get a lot of good ratings, and I really like it. I think it's going to be very good ratings. So now we move into the whole Kyler Murray situation, right? And like I said, I know I might overhype. I know I might overhype Kyler Murray a lot. I know. I really, Kyler Murray is like a Drew Lock to me. I really like Kyler Murray. If I could get up his stats here, I really like Kyler Murray. He reminds me like a Drew Lock. Not like play style. I mean, like I like Drew Lock a lot. I feel like he's, got a bright future. Same thing with Kyler Murray. I like him a lot. Got a bright future. MVP though, I'm gonna put it to you straight. I like Kyler Murray so much. I think he's got a bright future ahead of him. I think he's the best quarterback drafted out of that class. That's why he won Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year. But here's the thing, and I called it. Once Kyler Murray got drafted, I said, this guy's going to be a stud. This guy is going to fit in this league perfectly. And I know people say, this guy's better, no, this guy's better, no, this guy's better. No. Who won Rookie of the Year? And if you really look, at the play, who's overall the better quarterback? Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray is better. Now, Drew Lock, Kyler Murray, probably Kyler Murray. I still like Drew Lock, right? Kyler Murray, Daniel Jones, Kyler Murray. You could say, so much about Daniel Jones. I like to call him Danny Dumpster Fire. You could say so much about him. Who won Rookie of the Year? Kyler Murray. So anyway, there was a report that came out, and it's not been the hottest topic. Like, is Dak Prescott gonna get paid? It's not gonna be like that. It's been small chatter. Is Kyler Murray really an MVP contender? Is he in the MVP talks? And if he is he really a contender? Like I said, I like Kyler Murray a lot. I love his style of play. I love running quarterbacks. I love quarterbacks who can run and have a good arm. Kyler Murray's got a pretty good arm for his size. He's small too. He's only 5'10". For an average human, that's not that small. But for an NFL player, for an NFL quarterback, 5'10" is pretty small. And that's why a lot of people, I feel like, Kyler Murray's not good because of his height. You can't just look at the guy's height. You got to look at his play. You got to look at what he can do. You got to look at, the things that he's good at. You got to look at things like that. You can't just go ahead and say, this guy's 5'10", he's horrible, get him out of the NFL. No, that's not fair. That happened with so many other players. Yogi Berra. Everybody said, this guy can't play baseball. He's too small. One of the greatest, if not the greatest catcher ever to play the game. The greatest winner in MLB history. He won 13 World Series. 13 of them. He's got 10 on his fingers and I guess 3 on his toes, I'm assuming. He got 13 rings. 13 rings. Unbelievable. Alright, so Kyler Murray's a very good player. And I think that, I think that saying that, Kyler Murray's the MVP, that I'm going to tell you right here, that's a little outrageous. I don't think Kyler Murray's a Patrick Mahomes yet. I don't think Kyler Murray's a Lamar Jackson. He stands in the middle. Patrick Mahomes, best quarterback in the NFL. Lamar Jackson, somewhere near there. Kyler Murray, 6, 7 out of 10. Patrick Mahomes, I give a 10 out of 10. You really can't find many parts of his game that you can critique. You can't critique the running part because not everybody has the ability to run like Lamar Jackson. Critiquing is when, okay, maybe he could do this better. Maybe if he throws there instead of behind the receiver, or maybe if he throws, I don't know, maybe if he steps back a couple times, back more in the pocket, maybe. But you can't critique, this guy can't run. You can't critique a guy's running. You can't do that. Okay? So, then critique every NFL's player's running. It's almost like saying, I'm going to critique this guy's. You can critique his route running, yeah, sure. If he's not cutting enough, maybe if you could cut sooner, yeah, sure. But if a guy's not a running quarterback, you can't critique him. So, like I've said multiple times on the podcast, I've said it especially a couple times in the past 2 weeks, Kyler Murray is the best, Patrick Mahomes is the best overall quarterback in the NFL. Best overall quarterback in the NFL. That's why he should be winning the MVP. Like I said, Mahomes by the end of his career, 4 or 5 MVPs. Kyler Murray, sure. I think Kyler Murray, by the time it's end of his career, he'll have at least 1 or 2 MVPs. Sure, I think Kyler Murray's an MVP caliber quarterback. This season, I don't know. Right? Because he's got to compete against Patrick Mahomes. He's got to compete against Lamar Jackson. He's got to compete against guys like that. Tom Brady, I know he had a horrible year last year, but honestly, Tom Brady could be back in the MVP race again. I know this might sound outrageous. He really could be. Right? You got to look out for the Christian McCaffreys of the world. If Saquon Barkley comes back healthy and is back to old Saquon Barkley we saw in his rookie year, right? He could be MVP, right? There's a lot of good MVP caliber players out there. But what I'm saying is Kyler Murray really the MVP right now? I think Patrick Mahomes is. That's why I think Kyler Murray is a great player. I really like Kyler Murray. I said it out of college. I said it the night he got drafted. This guy's going to be a stud in the league. This guy's going to be a good player. It was the right move by the Cardinals to take him number 1. So, Kyler Murray. Do I think he's going to win MVP this year? No. Down the road? Yeah. Sure. 2, 3, maybe 2 years from now? Sure. He could be MVP. This year, though, you got a guy named Patrick Mahomes. You got a guy named Christian McCaffrey. You got a guy named Lamar Jackson. You got a guy named Saquon Barkley. You got a lot of good players. You got a guy named that all of a sudden maybe he's back in the race just because of, with the help he's getting down in Tampa Bay. You got a guy named Tom Brady. I'm sure you heard of him before, right? One of the greatest quarterbacks ever to step on a football field, right? So, Kyler Murray I don't think will win it this year. Prove me wrong. I'll be happy if he wins it. I like Kyler Murray a lot. He might not win it this year. I think Mahomes deserves and should win it this year. Again, if he has the same caliber year he's been having for the past 2 seasons. But do I think Kyler Murray will win eventually 2 years from now? Yeah. I definitely think Kyler Murray will end his career with at least 1 or 2 MVPs. Without a doubt. And I think Kyler Murray will be another Pro Bowl this year. He could be a first all-teamer. This guy's a very good quarterback. And a lot of people I feel like are like, Kyler Murray's not that good, he's not that good. This guy is a very good quarterback. 3,722 yards at 15th in the NFL. Touchdowns 20 at tied 21st. 12 interceptions at tied 20th. QBR 55.7, that's 15th in the NFL. Like I said, this is a guy that is a running quarterback too. He ain't going to throw the ball 30, 40 times a game. He might throw it 25, 30, not 40, 45, 50. He's not going to throw the ball that much. He'll throw it 20, 30, 35 times a game, and he'll run it a lot. He's a very good runner. And like I've been trying to say, Kyler Murray's only going to get better because they only added to his team. They only added. They added DeAndre Hopkins. They got a couple new defensive assets in Isaiah Simmons, which you might not seem like impact the offense. It does. It 100% does. Because now the offense can get time to breathe on the sideline, and that's the problem with some teams. Right? That's the problem with the Bears last year. The offense was horrible. Bears D was bad. If the Bears D or something, if a team's defense is bad and they're scoring touchdowns every play, then the offense never gets any time to take a break. So that's why it's good that they added. They added DeAndre Hopkins. They already have Christian Kirk. Larry Fitzgerald is older now. Still, he can still make some plays. Kyler Murray also last year played all 16 games. So obviously he didn't get injured. If he stays that way, he's going to be able to be a reliable quarterback. He's going to be able to be a good quarterback. And I really think Kyler Murray, one of these years, will win an MVP. Do I think this year? Probably not. Next year, 2 years from now? Sure. 2 years from now, 3 years from now, probably yes. I don't think he's there just yet. Couple things that he does have to do. Couple tightening of the screws, and he'll be perfect. So now we move in to the whole Nick Foles situation and Mitchell Trubisky. So Mitchell Trubisky and Nick Foles, like I said, you know, everybody's talking about who's gonna do it, who's gonna be quarterback, for the Bears, right? And I think it's really a toss-up. I'm gonna give you who I think. I mean, I really don't know. Like I said, I'm going to give you right now. I think Nick Foles could easily win quarterback job. All right, I think from what I've heard, Mitchell Trubisky is so confident. From what I heard, people want to see Mitchell Trubisky still be quarterback. It's kind of up in the air. Here's my thing. I think Nick Foles is a little, I'm not saying overrated. I think I should say a little overrated, right? I get it. He was an incredible run with the Eagles, right? Philly special, man. But he's an incredible run, right? Do I think the Eagles should have put a statue outside of Lincoln Financial Field? Probably not. But incredible run with the Eagles. Won the Super Bowl MVP. Won the Super Bowl, right? Incredible run with the Eagles. Do I really think Nick Foles, though, is going to be a quarterback that really is going to make, I don't know. I think Nick Foles is a little overrated now. I think a lot of people are like, oh, this guy won the Super Bowl, this guy did this, now let's pay him the top dollar, let's do this with him, right? Take a couple steps backwards, just calm down. I think the Bears right now quarterback situation is probably the worst in the NFL. Mitchell Trubisky, not a good quarterback. Nick Foles, last year he got injured, but if he's back to old Nick Foles and that Super Bowl run was just a spurt, then sure. Then they do have a bad situation. I think Foles should get the starting job. Mitchell Trubisky I could see as well. Here's my reasoning with Foles, though. Foles is a very good quarterback. And I think Foles might be a little bit better of a leader. And I think what you should do is you should start both of them. You should put them in training camp, see who's better. And whoever's better, start them week 1. And then if they start to struggle, then bring the other guy in. Right? This season ain't going to be a playoff. This season is going to be a Super Bowl for the Bears. Right? Now, sure. Prove me wrong. Go out and win the Super Bowl. Do I think that's going to happen? No. I think this year's going to be a lot of trial and error for the Bears. I think they should play both Nick Foles and Mitchell Trubisky and try them. Because I think you can't always go by, everything, by training camp and everything like that. Right? You got to go by the other stuff as well. So I think Nick Foles and Mitchell Trubisky will be very interesting to see what happens there. So that's what I got for the podcast today. Hopefully everybody enjoyed it. That's what I got. We covered NBA plan, Kyler Murray, Nick Foles. Tell me what you guys think. 3 comments in the comment section I want you guys to make. How do you like the NBA plan? Whoever your favorite team is, how do you think they'll do? Also, how do you think the Nets will do? Kyler Murray, when do you think Kyler Murray will win an MVP, or if you think he is an MVP caliber player? And then Nick Foles and Mitchell Trubisky, tell me who you think will win the starting job and be the starter. That's what I got for today. I'll obviously take off on the weekends and everything like that, so I'll be back here on Monday. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you back here on Monday, and hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.